Today I'm really excited. We are having seafood today. We're not trying seafood today, we've had it before. We are having these deep fried anchovies that we find everywhere here in Istanbul, Turkey. And we chose this place because there's a nice view. I mean, the ferry terminal is right here, but it doesn't matter. It's a pretty cool spot, so we're quite excited to have anchovies again. We've probably had it about 4 times already. I'm not sure the name of this restaurant, so I will list it in the description below. I always list the description of the restaurant below, so if I ever don't mention it in the video, it's usually in the description. We won't just be eating the anchovies, we'll get some other stuff as well, or maybe just one other thing. I'm not overly hungry, but I really wanted to show you the anchovies because I really love it. And even if you're not a fan of anchovies, this is not like the anchovies that you get on a pizza. It's quite different. Although I like those as well, but I know it's not everyone's thing. So we ordered 2 meze. I love the meze here, it's so good. And the cool thing is that most restaurants, but especially seafood restaurants, they always have a big variety. And we ordered a yogurt with dill, and it's really, really nice. It's very dilly. It's very dilly. So good. And then we ordered pickled anchovies. So these anchovies, I don't know about where you live, but we're in New Zealand, when we buy anchovies in a jar, they're much smaller than these ones usually. You can buy the bigger ones, they're more expensive, and I do prefer them. So these ones are kind of bigger than the ones that we would usually get. And they're coated in this oiliness. It's a pepper, some kind of pepper that's flavored it. I'm just gonna have one on here. Look how pretty it is. I'm just excited because we've had this a few times, not from here specifically, but from various restaurants, and every time it's just so good. And I wonder if it's one of those things where it's the same supplier, or if they actually make it themselves in here. I don't actually know. But yeah, this is so good. Salty, acidic from the pickling, a slight note of the flavor from the oil that it's been soaked in, and then a sip of beer. Ooh, it's like heaven. I'm so happy right now. But seriously, I could easily eat this plate by myself and not share it with anyone because it's just that delicious. And this is the kind of thing that I know they don't eat it like this here, but I feel like this is a thing that if you didn't order it in a restaurant, you could just eat it on anything. You know, you just eat it on toast at home, or put it in pasta, or just anything really. Like, yeah, I would just eat it all the time if I lived here, I reckon. Delicious. I'm happy. I'm at my happiest. I know it doesn't always look like that on my face, but I really am happy right now. For me, I'm like, I'm living my best life eating these anchovies, and I can't wait for the deep fried anchovies so I can show you that. It's just so good. The excitement continues. So we just received a sizzling plate over here of shrimp and butter, and I can't help to immediately dip my bread in it. It's hot. It's really tasty. Very garlicky, buttery, very shrimpy. Have a bite of the shrimp. It looks like, you know, they have the spice mix here that I think everyone just uses, which it's not a complaint, just an observation. But it's always the spice with you know, it's kind of salty and it's got oregano and pepper flakes. Not chili flakes necessarily, although there's definitely a punch to it. But it's, yeah. So these shrimps are quite small, but And then you just take some of this and just eat it with everything because it's so delicious. That's the thing. The meze just goes with everything. So that yogurt dill, man, that dill is so, I love dill, so good. So this is the star of the show, basically the main reason why we are making this video, because it's kind of embarrassing that we've had this probably about, I don't know, 7 times or something. We've had this so many times that I can't even tell you. Yeah, I'm guessing about 7 times. Okay, best with lemon. So these anchovies are basically a gift to the world. It's just so delicious. They're so, and you just eat the whole thing. You also get horse mackerels here, which are slightly bigger, and it also has a very oiliness. This is very oily tasting, but I love oily fish. I'm not a big fan of this dry white fish personally. Like, the oilier the better, in my opinion. So for me, having this oily fish plus having it been deep fried, I'm like, life can't get better. I mean, what's better than a deep fried oily fish? Yeah, and so crunchy. The lemon makes it slightly soft, the lemon juice, but honestly, I could eat that every day. I probably say that about a lot of things. I could eat all of it every day. This is very, very nice. I think Henwood should try it.
Just smelling the bread. I love the smell of bread in the morning. So yeah, look, everything we've pretty much had in Turkey so far has been amazing. Minus maybe a couple of things that I wouldn't say bad, just not as good as the others, but I love this particular dish here. I'm gonna start with this one because I absolutely love it. And I also love the onions. Raw onion is my jam, and Karen loves it when I eat raw onion. Actually, red onion is not as pungent as white onion, but anyway. So what I love about this is that you can just eat the entire fish like a freaking ogre. And I love that. You can eat the head, the tail, everything about it. And anchovies, I think they're naturally high in fat for small fish. There's so much flavor in this little creature, like, so much flavor. Oh, wow. So much bloody flavor. I'm gonna dip it in this. Oh, I ate the entire thing. You gotta be careful when you chew the tail, that you chew it flat, because I've had situations where I've chewed the tail and it stabbed me in the mouth. You gotta be very careful of that. Now I'm gonna try this dill. A little bit more. Oh, so intense in dill. And I think there's mint, but maybe not, but I'm pretty sure there's mint and dill. So intense. So savory and creamy. So good. Turkey, whether you have a long lunch, short lunch, a light lunch, just meze is just something that is so good here. Like, it's just like a way of life. I've seen people sit on the side of the road with 2 meze plates and like a bucket of bread. That's all they eat, and it's totally fine. I'm gonna try this anchovy. You can definitely smell the vinegary, pickly smell. I'm gonna try it alone. Oh, God, that's so intense. I love anchovies. Most, like what Karen said before, most anchovies we get in New Zealand back home are actually just salted anchovies. They're not pickled like this, they're not sour, they're just super salty, which is fine, it's a different style obviously. I think they're more Italian anchovies. Yeah, so I'm going to mix the anchovy and I'm going to mix the anchovy and I'm going to mix the dill.
I'm cutting it out.
So good, but I prefer pure anchovy flavor and pure yogurt flavor. I like the intensity. The yogurt actually cuts down a lot of the anchovy's intensity, but yeah. And of course the shrimp, nice and buttery and delicious. I mean, what else can you ask for? But if you come to, when you come to Istanbul, you have to have the deep fried anchovies. Okay, that there is, it's the nuts, it's the balls. You know what they say? It's the balls. It's awesome.
Who says that?
I don't know. I say it. It's the balls. Yeah, it's my new catchphrase.